that you just mentioned about the draft not being all that, and then the free agency market
Man.
might not be all that either. Why would the Rams want to put themselves in that position
Albert.
when they've got the guy in position with the coach who is as spectacular as they come, right? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know why that would happen, why the Rams would willingly let that happen.
Just to point out here, Rich is spewing out exactly what I'm thinking, right? You know, the Rams are in a contract negotiation with Stafford right now, and Albert Breer is about to talk a little bit about that. But if you don't have to join the QB needy teams, why would you do that?
You know,
I think it would be contractual.
Okay.
I think what it would be is the negotiation last year was to get contentious at times, and it took 6 months to get that deal done. And they moved $5 million forward. So he got a $5 million raise. He was looking for a raise. They guaranteed his money for 2024. They then removed all the guaranteed money for 25 and basically agreed at that time, we will revisit this in 2025. So now they're at that point. So now he's making $4 million less than he had initially been scheduled to make this year. With the other million again coming from 2026. And how do you revisit this? And if you're Matthew Stafford, do you look at it and say there are 9 quarterbacks scheduled to make over $50 million next year? And I'm making less than half of that in 2025. And then how much are you asking for? And how much are you asking for in guarantees? And are you going to tell the Rams, yes, I'm in this for this year and next year and the year after, or is it still just a year-to-year proposition? And if you're the Rams, you look at this and you say, we're one of the youngest teams in football now. So we're looking to build around guys like Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams and Jared Verse and Braden Fisk and Kobe Turner, and Byron Young. And do we want to get younger at quarterback? Do we want to start the process of really leaning into this young core? So much of it's about timelines to me. You know what I mean? Like, so you say, yes, we'll go forward for another year with you, Matthew. Are you now?
Just going to pause briefly there. It's, as a fan that gets frustrated at the business side of football at times, this is tough to hear, but I think Albert Breer is doing a good job of laying out both Stafford's point of view and the Rams' point of view in this. I'm of the camp of, I believe that Stafford and the Rams are going to figure out the contract stuff. Stafford will be the Rams starting quarterback in 2025. That's my opinion. It's not a hot take or anything like that. I do appreciate, though, that they're in a contract negotiation right now. So there's going to be these rumors about the Rams, possibly moving on from Stafford or something like that. And maybe the Giants or the Jets or some other quarterback needy team is looking for Stafford's services. But I'm not of the mindset that it's going to happen. I think it's silly season. There's lots of speculation going around. But I think at the end of the day, Stafford knows the best place for him to finish his career is with the Rams. And the Rams know their best chance at winning the Super Bowl next year is signing Matthew Stafford.
Now in a tough spot in 2026 as this young core is coming of age. It's just, I think a lot of it has to do with those questions. And when Matthew makes what makes clear to them, A, I want this much money, and B, here's my plan for the next year and going forward, then they get to the nitty gritty of it. Like, where does that come out? And then if another team comes along, say a Pittsburgh or the Giants, and offers a first-round pick, I just look at these sorts of things. You know what I mean? And it's like, is all this going to match up? I don't know. I don't know. Could Sam Darnold be an answer for them for the time being, who's from Los Angeles? There's just a lot that they have to sort through. And I don't think it's necessarily the easiest thing in the world. If it was as easy as Sean McVay loves Matthew Stafford and wants him to be the quarterback in 2025, then yeah, let's go. But, I don't think it's that simple.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Rich Eisen Show and Albert Breer. Link to the full video that this was clipped from in the description below. And yeah, I appreciate that conversation. And again, like I said before, it's silly season. There's going to be lots of speculation, things like that. They got a contract negotiation to work out. I think that Stafford, I don't see him wanting to go to a team like the Jets or something, right? And yeah, there is the conversation of, okay, there's 9 quarterbacks that are going to be making over $50 million next year. And Stafford currently, under his current contract, is not making that. So there's got to be some sort of leeway there. The Rams have to pay A.J. Jackson, their left tackle. That's going to be a big contract. Kyron Williams probably going to get an extension, but that likely will not be a cap hit for this year as much as in the future. So definitely there's some questions to happen. I'm glad that they're happening behind closed doors. Besides Kelly Stafford's comments on her podcast about wanting to be valued and respected, it's not really a public beef. And again, I think that's more Kelly Stafford's opinions and thoughts, and that she has every right to say on her podcast. So I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to play out. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. I think my prediction, my opinion is the Rams will find a way to work it out with Stafford. They are going to move on from Cooper Kupp, sadly, and then Stafford will be starting week 1 for the Los Angeles Rams next year, and the Rams will try and compete to win a Super Bowl next year. And if you saw my video about if I think the Rams will play the Eagles week 1, that's my hot take too. So you can go check that video out. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams. Woo!